Hey y'all, I'm BB and welcome to my channel. So, my last video I was talking about basically healing emotional traumas and things like that. And today I'm going to be talking about the same thing, just in a different aspect. Healing emotional wounds can be very difficult, especially when you are trying to heal emotional wounds that have been caused by the people that you love. These are the most difficult because these are the things that your heart is given the most investment in. It could be family, it could be best friend, it could be boyfriend, husband, wife, etc. Whoever is close to your heart. The people closest to our heart can do the exact same thing that a stranger does to us. But because it is happening by someone that we love, by someone our heart is invested in, it hurts all the more. And it can be difficult to get away from that pain. And unfortunately, it can cause some blockages, some barriers in relationships that, prevent things from going forward. But it's important that you set boundaries, even with the people that you love. And your boundaries have to come with consequences. So in the event that something does not go well, you should be able to communicate how you've been affected and the way that you feel about a certain circumstance. In the event that you cannot, then that space is not safe. And if that space is not safe, then you have to move towards limitations. You have to limit how frequently they have access to you, period. Whether it's communication or physical contact, you have to maintain no contact as much as possible. And if limiting yourself to them isn't effective, then you have to go ahead and separate. And it hurts to be separated from the people that you love the most, but it'll hold you back if they're doing things to you and you've named that these things hurt you or disappoint you or make you feel away, and they invalidate your feelings, right? Because what happens is you'll end up staying in a cycle of disappointment, and it'll weigh in on you. It'll cause you to feel emotions like in a more heavy way. You'll feel unloved. You'll feel that you're not enough. And in the event that even being away from your family, someone treats you a way that makes you feel those feelings, it could cause some blockages in your own personal journey as far as persevering through life, okay? So it's really important to establish boundaries, even with family. After you have established your boundaries, you need to get quiet. Stillness is key in making sure that you can get your mind right after you have experienced a certain emotional trauma or distress at the hands of a person you love. As I said before, anybody could have done the same thing your loved one did, but it will not have the same effect on you. You may not need as much time to process the way that you made them, the way that they made you feel. And you might feel more comfortable giving a consequence immediately to a person that you don't know versus your family, because a lot of times, especially those people who are extremely loyal, you want to be around your family. You want to be around, those people that you love, because it may not be family in your circumstance. It could be a husband. I know many wives have named that nobody can make them feel as insecure as their husband can. But moving on, so we have setting boundaries, and then we have stillness, okay? It's important. And in that quiet time, occupy your hands. The word of God says that an idle mind is the devil's playground, okay? Get creative if you have it in you, and which I believe you do, because we were created by a creator. There's no way that you don't have a shred of creativity within you. Focus on getting a license for something. Like maybe you do hair, maybe you do nails or something like that. Get a license for it. Maybe you counsel people. Get a license for it. It's always good to shift, okay, which is the third point. Shift. So first we have set boundaries, stillness, shift. You have to be able to shift your perspective. You have to be able to shift your focus from them and what they did to you and where you want to go in life in spite of what has happened to you. Because here's the thing about trauma. Trauma is one of those things that becomes a part of you. And we say forgive and forget so often. I haven't read too many scriptures that talk about forgetting, right? Because the way our minds are set up is that once we go through a certain event, whether it be glory filled or whether it be traumatizing, it's one of those things that is embedded into your memory. And you may not remember it until you are triggered. And then it comes to remembrance, the thing that you felt, and even that incident that happened that made you feel that way. And trauma is just one of those things where if it has happened, it has happened. And once you are triggered, it's like it's happening right now. It did not happen just when I was 10. It did not happen when I was 25. It's happening to me now. And so you have to just be able to shift your focus and your perspective, right? Because after you've already gone through it, there is no erasing it. There's no way to erase what has happened. You can suppress the emotion all you want to, but you cannot erase it. You can't go back and you can't change the past. But you have an obligation to yourself to focus on the now and to keep in mind where you want to be 5, 10, 15 years from now. And I would hope that it will not be in a cycle of talking about them or talking about the same circumstance that has weighed on you, because then, that does more harm than good to you. Rehearse the good things. Rehearse the good things, even for the people that were not that good to you. I'm sure there's at least one thing that you can think about that they've done that has made you smile. And in the event that you can't do that, like I said, you can journal, right? Make a list of all of the things that people and God have forgiven you for. A grace and a mercy that you did not deserve. And then walk in the humility and knowing that you can give that to someone else who has hurt, bruised, and offended you. Love yourself, love God more, and He loves you more than anything. Bye, y'all.